Hello and welcome to the Council of Titos, the only show on the Laro-Laro channel where Titos talk about the reality TV show and social experiment that has been running for over 25 years, Survivor. My name is Chief Besdak Joel Parcon, and with me as always is Juxtapotito Joao Atienza. Joao, how are you doing?
This is the way.
This is the way in honor of the upcoming movie, Mandalorian and Grogu. You can see in Joao's back, Grogu watching over us, and on my shirt. On my shirt, Din Djarin, and I think it is like a samurai version of Din Djarin. Anyway,
yeah, because like that was a lot of the first season was what was the name of that manga?
Lone Wolf and Cub.
Yeah, Lone Wolf and Cub. There was a lot of that vibe going on.
Yeah.
So like and subscribe, by the way.
Like and subscribe, yeah, because in this last episode, the cub cut off the lone wolf.
Nice.
Yeah, we are here to talk about Survivor Season 50, Episode 12, called Inconceivable. But yes, of course, like what Zhao said, before we begin, please hit the like and subscribe button. Anyway, without further ado, let's begin. So, yeah.
Rough week, huh?
Rough week, man. Rough week.
Our winner picks just smited down in one episode.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a double boot. It was just two episodes smushed together.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about that first? Them putting together basically two separate episodes.
No. They could have, I don't know, it didn't feel like a proper send-off for either of them. In that sense, you know? Like, I would have expected Suri to have like a standalone episode and Devins to have a standalone episode. It could have been like a, hey, surprise, we actually have like one extra episode this season just to kind of focus on these absolute legends. Well, one more legendary than the other, but like, you know, these legends being voted out. So a little bit disappointed there. Yeah. Could have been executed a little better. I'm sure there was so much more story to tell, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, okay, so Devins is getting voted out, and I took a look at how much time was left, and I was like, there's one more episode.
Yeah, because when I saw like, I saw the sort of progress bar as they were going into that first tribal council, and it was like, wow, this is a very long tribal council. It's like half the episode. You know, we might be in for some Australian Survivor style shenanigans.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, no, nothing like that. They really just wanted to put together. Yeah, it's starting to feel as if they became a slave to the number of episodes that were ordered. And I think it's also it's a fact that you have 24 starting castaways. So they could have maybe like smushed together some of the earlier episodes rather than this when you're getting to the end game. Right?
Yeah. Because, you know, going from one quote unquote episode to the other, it felt just sort of, I don't know, not very respectful. I don't know, to either of them, right?
Yeah.
That's just kind of what it felt.
Yeah. Either that or they could have like reduced Zach Brown's part to just like just really a cameo.
Yeah. They cut down the Zach Brown episode and like just sort of fit another boot in there.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I love it.
Everything goes back to that Zach Brown episode.
But the sad thing is that was probably like the best, the second best, the best celebrity appearance,
appearance in this season. Yeah. Well, they've only had two, so second best isn't really that good.
Well, yeah. I'm counting the spirit of Jimmy Fallon and the manager of Billie Eilish.
Oh my god. Yeah, so I don't know. Speaking of legends though, what are your thoughts about what Aubrey said that Siri is the actual greatest of all time. Better than Sandra, better than Tony.
That's that's my what it should have been.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you agree with Aubrey that Siri is the best to have ever played the game, or is she the best to have never won?
Yeah, I think it's um pretty unanimous that she's the sort of best who's never won the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of like consensus. What's a little bit more contentious is whether or not she's better than Sandra or Tony.
Yeah,
Mm,
both two-time winners. I guess it goes to how do we define the best to ever have played, right? Or the
yes.
greatest of all time? Just like in the basketball debate, right? How do you define the greatest of all time? Is it the
Dr.
number of
J.
wins? Oh wow, which
Mm,
Dr. J?
controversial.
Controversial, my gosh, Joe, coming in hot, right? But anyway, yes. So is it the number of wins? So if it's the number of wins, and Siri doesn't figure in any of that, she would be in the category. If this were the NBA, she'd be in the same level as like Reggie Miller, as a Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, all of that, right? Uh, is it? I don't know the number of immunity wins. I'm sure that she's nowhere near the most, right? I mean, Boston Rob has the most. Oh, that's another because Boston Rob has to be in that conversation, right? Is
Yeah.
she better than those are basically the Mount Rushmore, three of the four heads. You've got uh, Sandra, Tony, and Boston Rob, right?
And Zuri.
Siri is the fourth if it were the
Mm,
full
yeah.
Mount Rushmore, right? But
Yeah.
is she better than those three guys?
There's
How do we
there's
define?
an argument to be made that she is.
Mm-hmm.
Um the what do you call it? Well, I guess it also kind of mean we kind of have to um ask ourselves what a good survivor player is.
Mm.
Because does a good survivor player need to win survivor?
Oh.
Because what do you call it? If you're too good, we say this quite a bit. If you're too good at playing survivor, or if you're too good at the game, um you're gone.
Mm-hmm. There's a high chance that you get voted out early, right?
Yeah, like if your social game is impeccable, like you're voted out.
Mm-hmm.
And if Survivor is basically a game about social strategy, if your social and strategy game is great, then you get voted out. It's kind of like one of those meta things, like a meta game sort of thing, right? So I don't know. I don't know. There is the case to be made that she is the greatest player
Mm-hmm.
of the game, and that's why she's never won.
Ooh.
Hmm.
Mm. That's interesting.
But
That's
then,
interesting.
obviously the other, the counter argument would be you you don't show that you're good at the game by not being good at the game, just kind of laying low, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
our favorite winners of all time,
Mm-hmm.
or at least our favorite
Gabler,
winners of the new era, right? Like Gabler
Gabler, and Erica
and
Casutana.
Erica, right?
Yeah.
Like they just, lay low. Hmm.
I mean,
There's that.
we can really say that I think Suri exemplifies, yeah, the way that the game has evolved. She has played the middle so well,
Hmm.
uh, and the middle has become such a vital part, especially in the new era, that
Yes.
people are now swinging. The pendulum is starting to swing, where people in the middle are the ones that are getting targeted early, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. That's part of what makes the show great, right? Like you can
Hmm.
sort of see the meta evolving.
Yeah.
Um, what do you call it? I was really into, well, I still am, but there aren't very many tournaments going on. But I was really into like StarCraft,
Mm.
and watching like the Korean pros play. You know, it was about a decade ago when I was at sort of about 15 years ago, maybe. Oh my
Mm.
God, old dude. 15 to 20 years ago, I was at the height of my obsession just watching
Mm.
StarCraft. And like, this is a game that was released in 1998 or something.
Yeah.
Like the current version that people play is basically the version that was the 1998 expansion in Brood War.
Brood War. Yeah.
Yeah, called Brood War. And um, you see the meta game like shifting just so much.
Mm.
Like it shifts back and forth. Like whatever is kind of in vogue, then another strategy comes in that somebody hasn't used in like, 5 years that
Yeah.
counters that particular strategy, and that all of a sudden becomes the thing that takes over the meta. And then like every now and then you get this one weird build that kind of takes over the entire meta again. And part of what kept me going back to watch, and what keeps me going back to watch StarCraft, is precisely that, the changing meta.
Mm.
Like all of a sudden, it used to be just kind of a given that at the highest level, um, the way to play uh, Terran against Zerg was you get medics and marines,
Okay. Yeah.
right? You get medics and marines because of the sort of rate of fire,
Yeah.
and you get to heal, right?
Mm.
And you use your comsats to kind of find the counter, as to counter the counter, right? Lurkers or the counter,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
all of that sort of thing. And all of a sudden, somebody was able to find a way to play mech against Zerg,
Oh.
which was really interesting. Right? It doesn't feel like it should counter Zerg at all, right? Because Zerg is
Mm.
very quick. They're sort of
Yeah.
all over the map. Like if you're into Magic the Gathering, it's kind of like playing a blue deck, right? Zerg is very much like that.
Hmm.
Um, and like Terran has to keep up, and that's why you have your stim Marines with the medics drops and all of that.
Mm.
Whereas the mechs are like super slow,
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
and like that wasn't something that people kind of understood to be an effective counter against Zerg
Against Zerg.
until somebody figured it out. And all of a sudden, like Zerg just had to adapt.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
And the strategy became a little bit more, well, the strategy just shifted. All of a sudden you have these
Mm.
Zergling bombs dropping in here and there, and like it wasn't about facing off against the enemy's army directly, because that's kind of what you did in the past.
Hmm. Just the Zerg
It's
rush. Yeah.
Yeah, because like, yeah, back in the day it was just like, you know the Zerg ball takes on the Terran ball, and whoever has the better mechanics just kind of wins, right?
Yeah.
Because they're both very sort of micro intensive. They're all micro intensive, but
Yeah.
more micro intensive than Protoss. Haha, sorry, AG. Um, but yeah, like it just changed
Hmm.
in like 2013 or whenever it was
Oh,
that it
really?
became in vogue, like 2012.
Hmm.
And I couldn't stop watching because of that. And long, long, long way of saying Survivor is kind of like that.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. I think that it's also. I mean, we're students of the humanities, and we've seen how in literature and even in art, it's always been culture and then counterculture and then counterculture, right?
Yeah.
There's always a pendulum swing. Existentialism You had classicism, and then you there was a counter to that, and then there was a counter to the counter, and everything. It
Yeah.
always swings one way or the other. Something new always comes in vogue, and yeah, it's the same thing, I guess. That's why Survivor still stays on because
Yeah.
it is definitely a microcosm of society.
Yeah, social strategy, blah blah
Yeah.
blah. But the funny thing is, though, the thing that makes Survivor a little bit different to StarCraft
Mm.
is that the game mechanics of StarCraft haven't changed necessarily in,
Mm.
you know, 30 years almost.
Yeah.
Gosh, 30 years, man. I remember when that game was new.
Imagine
Uh,
in 3 years, it's gonna celebrate its 30th anniversary. Is it really 98? Or
wait,
was it even 95? Or was Warcraft 95?
let me take a look. I'm looking this up. Uh, yeah, the first release was in 1998.
Okay.
And then Brood War. When was Brood War released? Oh, uh, Mac OS was released in '99. When was Brood War released?
Hmm.
Hmm, darn it. Brood War release date 99. No,
Oh, okay.
1998. 1998.
98, later that year, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, Survivor, similar to StarCraft.
Yeah, but the
Similar.
difference, but then the difference is, it's sort of like it's a lot closer though to like modern video games. Like if any of y'all watch like or play things like Dota or League or ML or
Mm.
whatever, where the meta shifts naturally. Yeah, but then you have like the hand of the developer coming in and making tweaks to heroes and all
Mm-hmm.
of that. So you have like nerfs and buffs that cause
Mm.
people to play in a certain way. And this isn't just a sort of natural evolution of the meta, as it was with StarCraft Brood War for the most part. But, you have developers kind of nudging players in certain directions. You can
Mm.
kind of feel that in how those games play out. And that's, um, I don't know. You kind of felt that tension during the new era a lot, right? Like a lot of the more old school kind of Survivor fans wanted Survivor to be Brood War, but
Mm.
the new era was kind of like Survivor being League of Legends, where the hand of the developer comes in to incentivize certain styles of gameplay. Jeff calls it dangerous fun, so they like
Oh.
tweak the game around it to
Mm.
create moments of dangerous fun for um, your players, which I don't know. Okay, it has a point of view. Um, yeah.
So going
Uh,
back, is Suri the greatest of to have ever played?
yes.
Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's also, I think, because if you take a look also at where she started from and what she is now as a Survivor player,
Mm,
she was the couch potato who just thought, okay, I think I want to try and do that. Right? She got
yeah.
off the couch. She has come to represent what Survivor really wants its fans to do: get off the
Yeah.
couch and audition.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's what has made her such a timeless, how do you call that, an avatar basically for everyone, a lot of the Survivor fans, right?
And in a way, like a sort of poster child,
Yeah.
poster Lola for Survivor as a game, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
because like
Siri.
she isn't. It isn't just Suri and her gameplay, but what Suri represents.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
So from that point of view, yeah, you can also say that she is sort of. the greatest of all time,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah, yeah, basically for what she represents and what she is, or what she has become to represent, right?
Yeah,
For
yeah.
Survivor. Yeah, yeah. Now, what do we say about Devons?
Um, Great run.
There are some
Uh,
people who are saying that it's possible that he might get invited back in another returning season,
yeah,
another
for
returning
sure,
season, right?
for sure, for
Because
sure.
I mean, we got the feeling that people like Colby, Ozzy, even Coach, and Siri, it seems as if they're the ones who might have said goodbye to Survivor.
Yeah,
Although Siri, I think, has a standing invitation. If ever she wants to come back, she can always come back,
yeah.
right?
What are the returning players seasons?
Oh,
The last
yeah.
one was before Winners at War.
Mm-hmm.
It was Edge of Extinction. I have
Mm.
this open. Um, yeah, it was Edge of Extinction, which was season 38.
Oh, that was quick. That's quick. That's just 2 seasons before Winners at War, and there are rumors that 52 might be a returnee season
Hmm.
because uh, apparently there has been a casting call already, but it is for season 53.
Ah,
There was no casting call for 52 that ever came out.
okay.
Yeah.
So that is going to be a returning season. There we go.
Yeah.
We should have like like a pool. Like who's going to be
Who's
on
gonna
this
be in
returning season?
returnee season? Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I will say about Devins though, I do see him. If it's not JLP, Devins can most definitely replace Jeff as the
Hmm.
host if Jeff ever decides to step down, right? Or just do EP work and not hosting work, right? So yeah. So Devins, the man with a coin.
Hmm.
He was supposed to be the man with a coin and winners at war, but that never panned out. And he was the man with
Yeah.
a coin for this season, right?
Oh wait, sorry. I have to say this. 38 was returning player, but it was just two players, right?
Oh,
Aubrey and Devin. Oh no, no,
Devins?
no. Wait, was it an no, was it wait a second. No, sorry, I'm reading that wrong. Four returning players.
Hmm.
There were four returning players. Um but then prior to that, the last like all returning player season was Game Changers.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's
If that sounds about right.
yeah.
Which was season 34.
Mm-hmm.
And so everything from 34 up until 40, I think feels like a kind of separate it's like late new era, if you will.
Mm.
Late
Late
old
old
school.
era, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, sort of the late old school. So, it does have a bit of a different vibe.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
whoever comes in after that is sort of new era.
Mm.
So I don't know. David vs. Goliath,
Mm-hmm.
Ghost Island, the Edge of Extinction people.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're basically new era.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, putting on the humanities hat. They're sort of
Mm.
like this is sort of like the Beethoven era, right? Because
Oh.
Beethoven was classical but also
Mm-hmm.
romantic.
Okay. Okay.
Like there is an argument to be made that sort of Beethoven was in his mind a composer of the classical period,
Mm.
you know? Like we obviously associate him with romanticism and all of that sort of thing, but structurally he was very similar to the likes of Mozart and Haydn.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So I suppose sort of the late 30s are kind of like Beethoven, just, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
A little bit more modern, but still in the same thought of in the same light as the classical. Is that what you're saying, or is it the other way around?
Well, Beethoven is the other way around, right?
Yeah.
He's more modern, quote unquote, but
Yeah.
could be considered classical if you
Classical.
squint.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the first movement of the Fifth Symphony is just sonata allegro form straight up,
Mm.
with the exception of like that final key change at the very end of the movement, which is not supposed to happen in traditional sort of sonata allegro form, but we can if you want, we can talk about that. Drop it in the comments section.
Yeah.
Not gonna happen, but
We're fans of Survivor, Joe.
what do we
But
care
yeah.
about Beethoven symphonies and
Yeah.
Starcraft and and uh and what you have to say about Dr. J?
Dr. J, my gosh, that is such a hot take, man. That is such a hot take. But that is for a different show. Uh yeah, one that hasn't happened on this on the YouTube channel in a while. Anyway, moving on from those that were eliminated to those that remain. Final five. What are your thoughts about the final five that we have? Jonathan, Aubrey, Joe, Tiff, and Rizzo.
Okay, so we just want Aubrey to win, right? Like that's it,
I'm
right?
yeah, I'm hoping that Aubrey can win. I'm hoping that Aubrey can ride the momentum to the end.
Right? Because like I wouldn't want to have Rizzo be,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
Tony
But he's sure they'll be in the final four now because he can use his idol,
his idol, yeah.
right? But yeah, I mean, unless he kills Final Tribal, he's a goat. He's a zero vote finalist in my head.
Yeah, I mean, like that's super interesting, right? Like this I guess this kind of shows that this is truly like an all-star season because the people that have kind of lasted this far,
Mm,
like Joe,
mm,
Jonathan,
mm-hmm,
Rizzo, like
mm-hmm.
arguably goats.
Yeah,
Like in
yeah,
my mind, the two people with the best shot at this are Tiffany and Aubrey.
yeah. But Tiff will need to win immunity and maybe even and be the one to decide who does fire.
Yeah.
She needs to win out.
Mm. Well, yeah. I guess that just
Mm.
shows how kind of quote unquote good the players are this season because like the goats are the ones that made it to the end.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they were really protecting those goats.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Kobe in that season. That was no, that wasn't a Kobe season. That wasn't Kobe. That was um when which season were they carrying goats from one side of the to the
Oh, I
other? That
don't
was
remember.
Africa, or
Maybe. Oh,
was
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah. I do
Australia?
remember
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Ethan's on Africa.
Yeah, it was Ethan. It was Ethan
Yeah,
carrying, protecting his little goats.
yeah, yeah,
So Aubrey is Ethan's on, basically.
yeah. And Aubrey. Although, yeah, I would argue that Jonathan is less of a goat compared to like a Rizzo or a Joe.
Oh well, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because he has been making moves. Uh,
Mm.
he's not a goat, but he is likely to be a zero vote finalist,
Yeah,
right?
if he makes
Only because not a lot of people like him. Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Well, I I feel like the jury is also going to be like we talked about this. They're going to be thinking about who's going to be a good representative for the
Mm.
season.
Hmm.
You know?
And among all five, the top one is really Aubrey. You
Yeah,
know,
for sure.
yeah,
So basically, what we're saying is that she's our winner pick.
that looks like it. I mean,
Like it looks like they're just gonna crown her next episode.
hopefully she makes it to the end. Hopefully she takes what she said in this episode to heart, where she just thinks about her own game and stops helping everyone else. Right?
Yeah.
Because yeah, I mean, uh, it's really between her and Tiff. If they make it to final tribal together, that's gonna be that's gonna be a toss up, right?
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, here's I have like this a bit of a matrix. D is gonna vote for either Tiff or Aubrey.
Okay.
Coach, because of the whole uh, trust and honor thing, he's gonna vote for Joe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chrissy, I'm not quite sure, but I think that because she thinks that Joe is the most old school thinker, right? Aubrey is old school, but she does not think like an old school player, right?
Right.
So she's gonna vote for Joe. Emily, for me, it's gonna be Tiff or Aubrey.
For sure.
Hibiki is gonna vote for Aubrey.
Definitely.
Ozzy will not vote for will vote for anyone but Aubrey.
100%.
Right? Devon's, I mean, I think that who was it who I have a friend who told me that it's probable that he won't vote for Aubrey. I think that he thinks that there's something there's something that yeah, they have like a tiff or something. But yeah, I
Hmm.
think that he is still going to vote for Aubrey. Siri, because of their closeness these past couple of episodes, is gonna vote for Tiff, and Stephanie's gonna vote for Joe. So a lot of it is really Aubrey for me. Most majority of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody's gonna vote for Rizzo.
Oh yeah, for sure. You,
Yeah.
you know that there was one confessional that really like stuck out to me.
Hmm?
Um and it was the one of I believe it was Aubrey who was saying that like people aren't gonna vote for Rizzo. He's too
Mm.
young or whatever it is. Like that particular confessional felt so out of place in the episode, which makes me believe that Rizzo is gonna make it to the end as a goat, and they're just not gonna vote for him
Yeah.
because he's too young or whatever.
Yeah. He's got a lot more opportunities to come back and play Survivor finally and maybe finally win
Mm.
later on, right?
Yeah. Although it'd be cool if Rizzo goes out in fire, but
Mm.
just for fun. But
Just for fun.
obviously, obviously they can't engineer those perfect sort of what is it? George Lucas says it's like poetry. It rhymes.
Yeah.
Like you can't uh, make those. You can't script those.
Yeah. You can't. Yeah, you can't. So yeah, final five strongest are either Aubrey or Tiff. They might be doing an Erica Kasupanan or a Gabler, like hide their
Joe
game at
wins
the
all of
start.
a sudden. Like,
Oh
oh.
no, 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 no. I mean, because I mean, Tiff has had zero confessional episodes, right? She
Yeah.
had, and we were like, for the longest time, she was almost like purple of the week every week, right? Because she didn't get any exposure. And then all of a sudden, now that we're in the end game, suddenly her game comes out. She's winning out in terms of being a challenge beast. And not just that, especially during this challenge, everyone was going up against her and she still won. That is so huge,
Mm.
right? I'm surprised. I'm surprised that she didn't bring it up during tribal, just to sway, just to jury manage, right? Tell people that they tried to take me down, but I still pulled through. Right? Yeah.
Mm.
So maybe I don't know. That might be part of her final tribal speech if she does get the final tribal.
Who
Then
hasn't tried that?
watch as Joe, Jonathan, and Rizzo end up being final three.
Oh, I would love that.
People will be so puzzled who to vote for.
That would be amazing. Because so far, like for the final five, the only people that haven't had a zero confessional episode are Aubrey and Rizzo.
Hmm. Also, all the other ones have had. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, Tiffany had a bunch right at the
Mm,
very
yeah.
beginning. Like Jonathan had one zero confessional episode
Mm,
pre-merge. Surprisingly, Joe had a zero confessional episode in episode 7.
mm,
So if we're going by that logic, which seems to be the big tell for uh, a lot of the new era seasons, the real contenders are Aubrey and Rizzo.
hmm.
And because Aubrey has a confessional saying why people are not going to vote for Rizzo, my
Should be winning.
yeah, my sort of my edit reader brain is saying that this is pointing towards an Aubrey win.
Mm, mm. It would be. I think it would be fitting because she is the last of the old school. She's the last of the
Yeah.
pre-winners at war, right?
Yeah, basically. And I think that's going to be enough to sway a lot of the jury,
Yeah,
regardless of who's on it.
yeah. Right. Everyone else is new school. Yeah, and they can new era and they can come back and play, right?
Mm.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Because I do think that this is also Aubrey's last dance, right?
Well,
She's
if she
not. Yeah,
wins $2 million,
yeah.
which is probably going to be like 1.4 by the time Obama.
Obama. Here we go. Still blaming Obama. Yeah. So that's the final five, man. That's the final five that we have. Not necessarily the final five that we wanted, but it's the final five that we got.
Mm.
Yeah. Uh. Okay. So wait. What is up with Survivor and spelling?
Yeah, I mean, I found this episode preposterous. Oof.
Preposterous. And I mean, you got Siri spelling immunity with a M-I, immunity.
Immunity.
And then you've got Jonathan and Joe couldn't spell inconceivable.
Yep.
Oh,
I, I
those.
before E except after C, baby.
Yep, yep, yep. Or
But yeah,
when what and or when said mentioned like A or pronounced like A or like neighbor in way. Anyway.
yeah, and what's his name? Cody couldn't spell preposterous. We have a long tradition, a long tradition.
A long,
Um,
long tradition.
well, there was that one immunity challenge. Oh no, it was a was it an immunity or reward challenge where they had to write down as many words as they could using the letters,
Mm.
right? And the winning tribe misspelled a word or something like that. Like I remember that. Yeah, we have a long tradition of
Mhm.
of hunger in the elements kind of fogging people's ability or kind of messing with people's ability to spell.
Well, it didn't necessarily mess with Aubrey's ability to spell. It's just that she was helping Joe and Jonathan spell inconceivable.
I before E except after C.
Yeah, yeah. And when they did get it, I mean, I suppose that it's a multi-side block, right? So that's why one side spelled inconceivable, but the other side didn't. So it's probably like you can twist it around so that it has letters on all sides, I guess, right?
Oh, that's really confusing.
Yeah.
If
Uh,
yeah, kuan pag the letters are different.
yeah, the letters are different because if you think about it, even there should only be one way of putting it together,
Hmm.
right? Unless, like I said, there's like multiple letters on all four sides.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's how it became difficult. Hmm.
Or maybe they just couldn't spell. Like, it's
no, no, no.
not inconceivable.
Because they did get to spell it inconceivable in front, but when they looked in the back, it was different. Didn't spell inconceivable. It spelled something totally different.
Yeah.
Not even a word. Right? And I'm guessing that can only happen if it's like we've got letters on each face of the block,
Yeah.
except maybe the top and the bottom. Right? So yeah,
Mm.
that's something to think about. How difficult it was to actually do it. But then again, you had Tiff not even getting any help. Got it, and I mean, we don't really quite know how long it really took. But yeah, she didn't have to respell anything. Got it right away. Right?
Yeah. She listened in class.
Yeah. Probably like when she got the first block, I, she had to look in the back. Okay, it's E. That's the last letter, and then all of that stuff. Right?
Yeah.
So that she knew that she was spelling it the same way, front and back. Yeah, Survivor in spelling. Hmm. Long-standing tradition. All right. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have
But
any other thoughts on the other notes about the episode?
uh Lola Siri, man.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sad.
Well, yeah. It's sad. It's sad. Another incident about Lola Siri was the hammock incident with her and Jonathan.
Yeah.
Yeah. And her, not just that, but I love the fact that they called back to it in a later scene where she was
Mm.
like, "Oh, I didn't have ribs today, so we might be okay."
Yeah. Yeah, they know how to
Yeah,
make good TV.
yeah. Speaking of good TV, I mean, technically, those who were playing it to the television, you've only got Rizzo left, right? We've
Yeah.
lost Hibiki, we've lost Devon's is already gone. Uh, yeah, so we don't really have anyone who plays it necessarily for TV for the
Yeah.
for the show. So yeah, it's pretty good. We've got those who are actually playing. That's why in our last episode was titled "They're Playing." So these guys are
Yeah.
playing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Oh. Here's something that I had a note of. Do
Mm-hmm.
Americans or Survivor players cook rice differently?
Yeah.
They boil the water first before they put in the rice?
I don't know. I all I know is that the like um when I still have to get my brother a rice cooker. Thanks for reminding me. He hasn't, yeah, yeah, because like he he cooks rice like an American. Like
No,
he cooks
yeah,
rice in a pot.
in a pot. Because out of necessity, I have been doing that too recently because my old rice cooker broke. I haven't bought one. I want one of those like Uncle Roger ones, the ones that have like music and stuff,
Oh
and
yeah,
that's
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
expensive. Yeah, it's pretty expensive, so I
The one
haven't gotten it
with
yet.
the elephant with a little elephant on it.
Yeah, that one. But yeah, but it's really weird because why were they waiting for the water to boil before they put in the rice? It's not pasta.
Yeah. There's no need for that.
Yeah, put in the rice with the water. Have like this this amount of water on top of the rice,
Yeah, it's
right?
sort of like that
Yeah,
much, yeah.
just up to your first knuckle. That's it. That's all you need. Then just wait. Wait for 40 minutes or 45 minutes, and then you're done. Right?
You just wait for it to go pop.
Yeah. Right? Oh yeah, for rice cooker. Yeah, it was so weird seeing that. I'm like, it's not pasta.
Yeah. Mm.
Now
And you
they
would
have.
know. And you would know. You've been cooking a lot of pasta
Yeah, I've been
and a
cooking a
lot of
lot of
rice.
pasta and a lot of rice. So it was so weird seeing that thing happen, and then we ended up with Jonathan eating rice grains. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
doing anyway. I'm not gonna. I won't comment on it. I won't comment on it.
Maybe I'll try cooking rice that way. See what happens, right? You never know.
I
I'll
doubt it's
try it
gonna
one
make any
time.
sort of a difference.
No, because there is the wisdom of cooking it, of putting the rice in there before you start cooking it. Because in my mind, the rice absorbs more of the water and it
Mm,
comes out less wet because it's already in the water, and it sort of like hydrates the water. Yeah, and then it evaporates. I don't know the science of it. Someone with a
mm.
science degree, we're like
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah, maybe Uncle Roger can comment
Yes,
on how that happens. But yeah, I don't know. Any other
yeah,
thoughts?
not really. Just bit of a downer. Good episode, but a bit of a
Good
downer.
episode, but yeah, that's true. Bit of a downer. Uh,
We're
yeah.
we're in the sort of the denouement of the
Mm-hmm.
entire like season 50
Mm-hmm.
kind of arc. We aren't in the end game anymore.
Yeah.
It's sort of the denouement kind of.
Yeah. We're now like at that scene where they're like putting Tony Stark's Iron Man heart afloat. You know.
Yeah, yeah. Like the cool action scene is done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just waiting for the end.
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess it's time for us to predict what Martin's going to talk about in Martin's thoughts.
And this is very interesting because we're not even sure if Martin is gonna have a Martin's thoughts this week. Because as we're recording this, Martin hasn't submitted a Martin's thoughts yet.
So if he were to have Martin's thoughts, what do you think Martin is going to talk about?
I think he's going to focus more on Rick Devens than Suri.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right,
Yes.
folks.
And
Devin.
then he's gonna do the news anchor music thing that
Mm.
that
The
Rick
dun dun
Devens
dun
does.
dun dun. That one.
Yeah,
That
he's
that's
gonna do
something like
that.
that.
He's
Yeah.
gonna do that. Yeah, there we go.
All
Uh,
right.
yeah, his who's his survivor of the week gonna be?
I don't know. Rizzo. He's always been sort of a Rizzo fan, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yep. His
Yeah.
survivor of the week is gonna be Rizzo. His goat
Hmm.
his goat of the week is gonna be I don't know. I don't even know who my goat of the week is, dude. Like,
So anyway, just in case Martin does submit Martin's thoughts, here are Martin's thoughts.
Hey, this is a brief Martin Stotts, and we're down to the final five. We have Jonathan, Joe, Rizzo, Tiffany, and Aubrey. And none of that listed Suri or Rick Devens, which is sad, but I don't know. Like, from the outset, I think Suri outlasted like her stay in the game to the usual, oh, we gotta take her out because she's like a social threat. But she has been protected by her own gameplay and also her allies. So, like, for me, as much as I want to feel sad about Suri, she already won a reality TV show, and I saw her masterfully win that on Trader Season 1. It's a pretty nice rewatch. If anyone has yet to see the series, Season 1's pretty awesome. And yeah, Stephanie's there too, but obviously she lost as well at that time. What else? So we got five. I feel like I don't know. Maybe my winner pick here is gonna be Jonathan, on the precipice that his final two with him in the final three would be like someone like a Joe and a Aubrey, because in my opinion, those two have the least social capital. Rizzo may still eke out a win over Jonathan on the basis that yeah, he tight with Suri, but not with Ozzy. So Ozzy might try to pull up a micronese and try to have people vote against Rizzo. So Jonathan votes are going to be there. And yeah, that's it. My fearless forecast. And the final three would be Jonathan, Joe, Aubrey, with Jonathan Young winning the big time. Because my joke wish would be Joe winning it, winning the 2 million, and he has to thank Rick Devens for that. But speaking of those two, like you guys should be listening to some of the podcasts and some of the interviews between Devens and the other creators, and even like an interview, I think, or a talk with Joe. That it's the editors that are like feeling this quote unquote beef when they already has it out in the first portion of season 50. And they're actually good. They're buddies. It's like Jamie and Bobby John back in Survivor, the season after Palau, Guatemala. Like they were like on each other's cases, and apparently no, they're BFFs after they both got voted out, and they were like piling it up back in Ponderosa. Maybe if Joe got voted out before the final three, that's him and Devins and Ponderosa. They're like bosom buddies throughout the final tribal council and whatnot. But yeah, that's me. That's my take. Guys, it's been a nice season of 50. I came in not with a lot of expectations, so I wasn't that disappointed. It was alright. So, here's to maybe 50 more seasons for you, Survivor. Congrats on season 50. And that's it. Hi, Martin. See ya.
All right. Okay. Martin's thoughts.
Hmm.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, 100% right. As always.
100% right. As always. Yep.
Yep.
All
Word
right.
for word. We got it word for word this time.
Every done was done.
Yes.
Now let us move on to whose line is it actually? So I don't know. I guess it is. Is it the Dream Teams?
It's
Right?
sort of like a blood moon, right? It's sort of like where it's like everybody's.
Yeah. I know, but again, it was the Dream Team. It was the puzzle that first came out with the word inconceivable before it was even uttered.
Yes. Okay. Right. So who is on the Survivor 50 Dream Team?
Yeah.
Because
So
whoever is on the Survivor 50 Dream
mhm.
Team, we
They're the
salute
ones
you.
we salute you, Survivor Dream Team. That is still one of my dream jobs to be able to do it if they ever do come back to the Philippines. Right, to be part of the Dream Team. Although I don't know if I'm physically capable. Yeah.
I don't think we're physically capable.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
anymore.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Maybe 20 years ago. I don't know.
Mm.
Up next, so next episode, we've got Reverse the Curse. Who do you have saying that?
Christian Hubicki.
Sticking to the bit all the way to the bitter end.
Yep.
All right. Yep. Okay.
It's gonna be in that last the that little montage right before Final Tribal.
Oh.
Right where they give like their interview, like let's see if we can reverse the curse, huh? Whatever. Like it's Christian Hubicki.
That is interesting. For me,
just like the puzzle, I'm going down with the ship.
In fairness, we could have had a lot of them because they have been miking up the jury this past, or at least they probably have a boom mic on the jury for this season. We could have had a lot of Hibiki lines, but they just didn't make the cut. Maybe. For me, just because looking at the final five, she is the one who's probably got the biggest curse. and they did talk about it haunting them and all of that. And she was the one who said, "What? Yeah, the body keeping score." I
Mm.
think that it's Aubrey. And yeah,
Mm.
reverse the
Yeah.
curse, and that would be like her winning line that gets her the win for Survivor 50. Yeah.
Mm.
Right. Up next, we
Okay.
got what it could have been. You said what better what goat? What was your
No,
what it could have been?
well, here's my what it could have been is either INCONEEBLAIVC, Vabulk, or what was the other one? INCONEEBLAIVC.
Mine is similar to that, but it's series. It's Immunity.
Right, because if the dream team gets to have inconceivable, then we
Oh
get to
yeah.
have INCONEEBLAIVC.
Oh my God, Joe and Jonathan. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, that works. That works. All right, let's go to our survivors of the week. Who is your castaway of the week for this week?
Aubrey.
Aubrey. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Because this is her, her, it's hers to lose basically at this point.
Yeah, that's true. For me, I chose Tiff only because that was a clutch win, even though she didn't know it was a clutch win. Right? She wasn't. She was able to zone off and then just do her thing, get
Yeah,
the win, and because of that, they had to take out Suri.
yeah.
Who's your goat of the week?
My goat
Did you were you
of
able
the
to
week.
in that small span of time were you able to think of a goat of the week?
I'm gonna say Rizzo now,
Okay.
just kind of in keeping with like Aubrey saying, "Oh, you're not gonna, no, he's
Mm,
not gonna win," right? So
yeah.
he's been marked.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually do also have Rizzo as my goat of the week. And it's also because of that, because of the fact that he has sort of been marked as like the zero vote finalist.
Yeah.
They're bringing whoever it is has been bringing him, and I don't think it's just like Aubrey who thinks this. Right? I think
Mm,
everyone is thinking this. All of the final five, all the four of the five are thinking that way.
right.
They're not gonna give $2 million to a kid, right? Although he's not a
Yeah.
kid. How old is he? He's 21, right?
He's a kid.
Or 24? Yeah, he's a kid in our eyes. Because we're Titos. All right, purple of
Yes.
the week. Who's your purple? Who or what is your purple of the week?
Hmm. I'd like to think that the look in this eye just says it all.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah, our winner picks, man. So like our good the good vibes. Our
Mm.
our yeah. In one fell swoop.
Yeah, gosh. Yeah,
So I
for me,
suppose that
it's
would be our dignity.
our happiness. For me, mine is connected to that, and it was one last. What do I have? What was that? One last lucky play from Devens. I
The
mean, it
shot in the
would
dark.
the shot in the dark. Imagine the chaos that would have ensued if he had been safe.
Yeah, well, if we're going with that, I suppose my purple of the week could have been Cerie's record of not being voted out by majority ever.
Mm, yeah, yeah. Oof, my gosh, such an eventful week in Survivor. Sad
Hmm.
episode of Survivor. Yeah, but then again, also I I I for one loved the way that Jeff treated that goodbye to Siri.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
But you know
and
what's funny?
mm,
And I just realized this now. One of the earlier scenes where people were thinking about taking out Suri was the scene between Dee and Jonathan. And
mm,
we thought that it was going to be like a Dee and Suri kind of thing,
mm-hmm.
and that Jonathan was going to be voted out kind of early, or at least like sort of early in the merge. Um, Turns out it was Jonathan that we were supposed to be looking at.
Yeah, yeah. Jonathan 2.0, man. Jonathan
Yeah.
2.0 is pretty good. Uh, a pretty good
Now,
schemer.
now with 100% more Boston Rob training, apparently.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it's now is where's he from? If Rob is Boston Rob, where is Jonathan Young from?
Uh, I associate him with the beach, right? Because that's what he
Yeah,
does.
he's a
He does like beach stuff. So
yeah.
I don't know, where is he from? Gulf Shores, Alabama.
Oh, so is it Bama John now? If it's Boston Rob, it's Bama John.
Yeah. He's a Bama boy, a good old Bama boy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be
Yeah.
interesting. What's gonna happen? I I can honestly say that none of the final five were favorites to
Mm.
start the season.
Oh wait,
Right?
dude, that's so weird.
Why?
Gulf Shores, Alabama actually has like a beach on it.
Oh wow! I always had this idea that Alabama was landlocked.
Yeah, it has this tiny little sliver of like coastal land right over there because like because I always thought that it was just like Florida that goes all the way across kind of the bottom up until like Louisiana or something.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently Alabama has like this really small little sliver there. And Mississippi? I don't know.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at maps now. So it's just like yeah, it's just like yeah, Gulf Shores is like at the southernmost tip.
Yeah.
Oh,
It has like this little sliver of beach right next to like Florida.
and it just so happens that that's where Jonathan is from. Huh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Huh.
it's bordering Georgia. I would. No, is it? No, it's Florida.
It's Florida.
It's Florida. Yeah. Who would have thought?
So yeah, I mean, I sure as hell didn't. Like I said, I thought Florida went up all the way to Louisiana.
Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. So Alabama was able to stake a claim on a bit of a gulf.
Yeah. Yeah, Alabama and Mississippi were
Mhm.
able to get a little bit of the Gulf of America.
Right. Okay. Okay. Now we're looking into geography. uh, Talking about a whole lot of things this week on the Council of Titos. Any
Yes.
other final things that you want to say?
I would like to apologize to everybody for being like the Tito with a glass of scotch, right? And just talking about all sorts of weird, like random stuff. Because that's kind of what I was doing at the wedding last night. And like kind of carrying over that energy into the recording tonight. So I would like to apologize.
No,
Actually, no, I
dude.
wouldn't like to apologize. I would just like to offer that as an explanation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we're Titos. We're
Yeah,
Titos. We go off tangent. Yeah.
yeah,
Only thing missing is a glass of scotch.
yep,
Right. So yeah,
yep,
we're Titos. We're allowed to go off tangent. Yeah.
yes. Even if you don't, if you don't do the whole like and subscribe thing, you could just get me like a double shot of Lagavulin 16, right?
Ooh.
Mm.
That's
Mm,
nice. That's nice. Okay.
mm.
Send one my way too. Yeah. I'm sure that I'll enjoy that. Anyway, that is it for this week's episode of the Council of Titos. Again, please, if you're not going to send a scotch, just hit the like and subscribe button. If you want to hear more from us in the coming weeks, well, we've got one more episode left. Anyway, this has been Joel.
I before E. So sad for Siri. All right.
Oh, and Siri has I before E in her name. Okay.
Anyway.
Anyway, stay safe, everyone. The Titos have spoken.